Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next demo and discussion. This one is called "How Can We Best Serve North American Ag?" And this is actually run for our company, the Uncommon Ground. I'll give you a little bit of background about why we started, why we had the idea for the North American Ag Roundtable. I've had the opportunity over the last decade to work in agriculture. Well, I've worked in agriculture my whole life, but over the last decade, I've done a lot of traveling and I've met a lot of people, and I've gone to most of the major farm shows from coast to coast in US and Canada. And I've made a lot of really great, strong relationships with the great people in this industry. And And when COVID, of course, hit in March, and I know we were getting ready to go to Ottawa Farm Show, and it was canceled. And then the steady stream of cancellations were happening. And, you know, my friends and clients were calling and going, what are we going to do? Like, how long is this going to last? What are we going to do? And where do we go from here? A lot of things changed, obviously, for the whole world overnight. And definitely in agriculture, as we've learned over the last few days too, in a lot of these roundtable panels. But so I really felt like in the position that we're in, having a marketing company, it was really, you know, kind of on my heart, what could we do to help our industry? What can we do to help not only, you know, give value to farmers in a time when they can't you know, gather as a community, which has been difficult for, you know, mental health reasons, and you know, we need our community, and also for the companies that regularly go to trade shows. A lot of them have really leaned on in-person interaction, and you know, that's what we do. We, as an industry, we love in-person interactions, and now all of a sudden they're gone. And so we decided to do this roundtable for that reason. We wanted to help create great value for farmers. What are they interested in? What are the main issues? There are a lot of issues. We asked over social media, and I made about 1 million phone calls. And that's how we narrowed it down to these 6 main topics, the roundtable topics. And then, you know, exhausted, you know, all of my network to try to figure out, you know, who fits perfectly in all of these different panels. And it was really great fun. It was the next best thing to sitting around the table, a real table with real people. So I have to say that this experience has been really great, and I've met a lot of new people that that I didn't know before. So that's been really good. We're really happy with attendance. We're very, very happy with pre-registrations. It's all been going really good, and we have 1 day left. So this particular demo and discussion, we did the demos and discussions because some companies wanted more than just being an exhibitor. And we were asked about sponsorships, and I didn't feel that this was a place for sponsorships. I didn't want to put, you know, my team and we didn't want to have one company over another in the exhibitors, because everybody needs help right now. But if they wanted to do a live demo of their product or service, then that's awesome. We can do that. So we've got some very creative people that have been doing these demos. So we thought we might as well do one too. So the Uncommon Ground is a process-focused marketing agency. I'll tell you what that means later on. My mission, well, first of all, our team, all of us on the Uncommon Ground team have a deep understanding of agriculture, horticulture. We've all worked in the industry for our entire lives, and our schooling background for most of us too is agriculture. So when you call us, you're going to definitely talk to somebody who has an understanding of agriculture. My personal mission, I want to help farmers reach consumers. If you watched the panel about changing the way that agriculture markets to consumers, you'll see that I want to help preserve the message from farm to table. And I think that's really important. Also, my secondary mission, or not secondary, my other mission is to help agribusiness reach farmers. That those two main interests of mine are really intrigue me, and I'm intrigued by buying habits and buying trends. So that's kind of where I'm going to start out this presentation is, what's some data? I love asking questions. So I really want to see what, what's happening and try to pull it apart a little bit and then put it back together. So we'll start here. How is the world coping with this change? So this here is a statistic, and this is across North America. And this is, not egg focused. This is just, humans in general in this time. 61% of consumers plan to reduce their spending on non-essential items in the future. Whether or not that happens, we'll see, but that's what people are saying, that more than half of people are going to reduce spending. Online shopping will remain prevalent and will solidify brand loyalty. So 69% say they will maintain or increase their online spending even after or as physical stores reopen. And 39% of people say they'd be fine if they never had to shop in a physical store again. I'm not one of those people. I can't wait to be able to get back out and hug people. But that is a trend in the world right now. And my question is agribusiness different? Is our industry any different than this? Do we want to go online? My hunch is no. My hunch is everyone's like me and loves people and wants to hug everybody. I know that's not true either. So, I started to delve into how is agriculture embracing this change? Connection is lagging a little bit here. There we go. So are farmers and producers staying the same or changing like the consumer trends suggest? And is in-person human interaction what they want? Is that what farmers and producers want? Well, let's see. So we went through and did some polling over the last couple of weeks. Let's see if it'll come up here. Here we go. So on NorthAmericanAg.com, on their Twitter account, we asked, as farmers and producers, what sales tactics do you hate the most? And unplanned farm visits obviously won that. So that's a human interaction, right? I think the big part is unplanned, right? So I hope, I used to be a sales manager as well. And so always plan your visits if you're going to go visit a farm. If you didn't know that before, now you know. Phone calls are the second most annoying thing. Don't call and stay on the phone forever. Now, here's something that aligns with the trends within all of North America. Social media content and emails apparently are okay. So that's good to know. We also asked, have you been attending or planning on attending virtual farm shows that are replacing other regular ones? So you can see here that no way, I'm too busy is the overriding answer. Some of them say 24% say maybe if I have time, and 7.5% say yes, as many as I can. So you can see they're not planning on attending these virtual farm shows. So what does that mean? There was a conversation after this post, so I just took a few snippets of it. So here's one. I find it offensive that the ag industry thinks they can support farmers with social distancing, offering email support from the comfort of their home or office, or these virtual meetings. Farmers have been in the trenches and they need the support they rely on to come alongside them. So I understand that, safety first, of course, and make sure you plan your visit, but don't disappear, right? So that's what I take from that. Don't disappear. Don't think that nobody wants to see you. Another one here. totally agree. The big issue is it's a cop-out for companies to peddle a product without having to look a producer in the eyes and say, yes, I would absolutely use this product on my farm, or I'm sorry, I didn't meet your expectations. This is still a handshake-driven industry. So, and again, I agree that this is our industry. Handshake still means something. I guess we have to sanitize first. But I think it's important to understand that not everything has changed. We just have to do things a little bit differently. And then not me. I want to put my hands on it and feel it and hear it. So the moral kind of the story is that no busy producer is going to waste time on something that doesn't provide real value. So my advice to anyone putting on farm shows, anything virtual, any conferences, is make sure there's real value. Make sure it's what they want, or they won't spend the time on it, right? Nobody wants to be sold to, so make sure that you're not doing that. As for Uncommon Ground and North American Ag, we really want to know how farmers want to make their purchasing decisions. So anybody out there that wants to give us ideas, we are so open to that. And then another question that we asked was, how would you as a farmer producer choose to learn about new products on the market? And I found this one very interesting. They chose social media. It doesn't surprise me. I know how important social media is. And then YouTube is second, podcasts are third, and then print ads. So I'd like to know from all of you, do you think that this is a good representation of ag buyers? Is this what you're seeing as well? Here's another comment on this post. I hear of things on social media generally, but we'll hit YouTube to see and learn about them. So, these were kind of our hunches as we were designing the Ag Roundtable as well, is, offer good value, a good conversation, and make sure everything goes out to YouTube, and make sure that we're on social media. So we're kind of trying to hit all of those things. And it's nice to have some data to support it as well. So in agribusiness, what should we be doing right now? We obviously, just like everyone else, we're like, wow, this is a big change. What are we going to do? I used to spend 2 weeks a month on the road, and now that was just gone overnight. So now how do we reach people? And not only that, but how do you focus on your marketing now in a way that can adjust to these changing times? So we have some recommendations for you. And these are, like I said, we're a process-focused marketing agency, which means that we don't just do creatives. We do that as well. We don't just help with your branding, but we want to help you with your entire sales and marketing process. So if your sales and marketing are in different silos that don't talk to each other, and marketing's out there getting all the leads, and your sales are just going and trying to sell things, and if it doesn't work together, you're going to have a lot of inefficiency in that process. And so that's, I guess, our other mission as a company is to try to help agribusiness have a smarter, more efficient sales and marketing process. So here's what we recommend right now. So what do you need to face these challenges? You need to build a framework. Your company needs a good framework. You need to create crystal clear sales process from marketing through shipping and customer satisfaction. You need to find your voice and project it. You need to refine and align your brand, your message, your values, and broadcast your voice. And then you need to measure the results. You measure the results of your marketing, your customer feedback, and your production errors. All right, so the first step, build a framework. Map your marketing and sales process. Just write it down. This isn't hard. Just write it down right from beginning to end. Assess your current software. Are you using, there's so much great software out there. And just like in your company and your factory floor or on the farm, you're using technology. Why are you not using technology to its fullest in your sales and marketing process? So, your software is your accounting systems, your CRM, your marketing automation, all of that stuff. Assess it and see if it's what you need right now. Create a written plan and set clear goals. You need a plan, especially right now. Even if you change the plan and pivot and pivot and pivot, you need a plan. So this is my favorite quote of all time. It's a Zig Ziglar quote. If you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. And it is so true. You need something to aim at, and then you've got a chance of hitting it. All right, so the second step is find your voice and project it. You need to refine your message. If you can't, in 2 sentences or 1 sentence, tell me what your business does, then you need to refine your message. You need to define your target audience and plan where to find it. So who is your audience? Is it beef? Is it dairy? Is it cash crop? Who is it? And then you need to plan where they are. So in planning where they are, it's changed this year, right? So to reach your audience, make sure you're using digital media. Make sure you're using social media, Google AdWords, SEO. So you definitely need to make sure that your website is SEO optimized. And print publications as well. In ag, most of the world is leaning away from print, but remember in agriculture that people still do pick up the paper, and Hordes Dairy and Progressive Dairy and those things. So don't forget about print. And remember, in each category, you're going to have to segment further as well. So the third step is find your voice and project it. And we're at step 3 of that. So set your marketing budget and plan your spend. So many of our clients don't have a marketing budget. If you don't have a marketing budget, then you're not planning where those dollars are. And then you can't see, if you're making any return on that investment. So, and then the third step is measure the results. What data is important to your company? Website data or website traffic, sales performance, ROI on marketing efforts, customer satisfaction. A company with a good framework will gather data behind the scenes and not add to employee workload. That's really important. We're not adding work here. We're making it more efficient. And without that good framework and a way to measure, then you're not going to know if you're succeeding, and you're just going to keep doing the same thing. So here is the process. It's very cyclical. You build your framework, you find your voice, you project it, and then you measure it. Now, when you measure it, you're going to tweak it, and you're going to tweak the framework. You're going to project your message. You're going to tweak your message, and then you're going to measure it. And that's the cycle you need to have. So what happens in your company when you accomplish these 3 things? Significantly fewer fires to put out every day. Reduced email burden, eliminate friction between employees, and faster training of new employees. Who doesn't want all that stuff, right? I can say pretty much, every company I've ever talked to complains of those things. So your sales and marketing process must be fully integrated into the organization. So everybody must have consensus and agree that this is how it should go and how it will go. You have to have crystal clear objectives, represent your unique selling point, and consciously eliminate waste of time and effort. That's really important. Every day, so much money is lost in, people just not knowing what their roles are, wasting time on too many, to emails back and forth. There's just so much time, and that's cutting into profit, right? So begin a sales process analysis, observe and document your current procedures, observe several areas of your company. And here's some ideas of where to look for these inefficiencies. Let it catch up here. So your people. make sure you've got the right people in the right places, your products, your system, your customer. Make sure you look at your customer. Who are they? Who's your ideal customer? And who are you actually selling to? That's a big question too. Is your ideal customer who's actually buying from you? Do you need to shift that a little bit? Take a look at your current KPIs, your distinction among competitors, and your communication between your departments. So, between sales and marketing and shipping. And so what is the purpose? It's very clear. Your purpose, the suspense is killing me, is to identify inefficiencies in your current system, to make recommendations based on your observations, and to optimize your sales and marketing structure. That's the purpose. So the overall goal is to systematize the sales and marketing process to make it repeatable and scalable. And so having a digital presence, especially post-COVID, is very, very important. And from the polling we did from farmers, that's where they're going to learn new products, right? So you need to be there. So here's some facts for you. This isn't just ag, this is North America-wide. More than 70% of business-to-business buyers fully define their needs before engaging with a sales rep, and almost half identify specific solutions before reaching out. The majority of business-to-business purchase decisions are now made online. According to a report by Forrester, 68% of B2B customers prefer to research independently online. 60% of buyers would rather not communicate with a sales rep as their primary information source. So you need to have your information available so that it's when that potential customer wants to talk to somebody, it's easy for them to talk to somebody. They'll do their research and then they're going to contact you. According to Google, 71% begin with a generic query, which means they're looking for possible solutions to their problem first, not your product name or your company name. So we just had a demo with cow coolers. And so, a dairy farmer probably isn't going to go, oh, I need cow coolers, right? They're going to say, milk production is down and it's hot. What do I do to avoid heat stress? So they'll type in how to avoid heat stress. So those are the things that on your website, you need to make sure that, and if you're advertising with Google AdWords, that you are using those long terms that your customers are actually searching for. 70% of B2B buyers watch a video sometime during the buying process. So does your content plan include video assets? Well, it better, and like in our polling has suggested that they can see you on social media, and then they want to research by watching a video. So make sure that you have videos. That's really important. And what does it mean for you? Develop a digital presence. Absolutely, I can't say it enough times. Make sure you develop that digital presence. Ensure that your website is responsive and optimized for SEO. So you need a responsive website that everyone can see on mobile. That's really important. So the best way to check is to pull up your website on your phone, and if you can read the words, and when you move it around, it looks a little bit different than desktop, then and everything fits properly. That means it's responsive. And make sure that your keywords for your industry are all over your site, and also have new content that will help your SEO as well. If you want help with this and you want us to help you, just do a quick website audit with you, we can do that. Just contact us on common.ca. Have your marketing budget tailored to help you climb the rankings in Google. Harness the technology that's available to small business. So the technology is incredible right now. We are at a great place where it's affordable to harness this technology. But what I've learned is that you can have the technology, but if you don't have a plan to use it, it won't do any good. So make sure the plan comes first, assess your technology, and then use technology to help you. So the most important thing that I've gathered, I guess, from this polling and all the phone calls that I've made to producers is that you need to be sensitive to what your customer wants, how they want to be contacted, when and where they want to see you. So just like in any sales job, you have to have emotional intelligence, and your marketing department does too. So be where they want you to be. Don't be where they don't want you to be. I guess that's what it kind of boils down to. And of course, be respectful. Be respectful of their wants and individual wants and needs as well. Not just don't do a blanket statement for everyone. I think I must have tired out my internet today, being on Zooms all day. So it's taken a little while. So that's about it. I see that there's a bunch of questions, so I'm going to go over that. If you need more information, we have a page on our website that's devoted to agribusiness and our options. So go to uncommon.ca/agribusiness. And let me go into some questions here. All right, you mentioned mental health in the industry earlier. Can you address how we can help farmers and direct them to the proper resources through our marketing? That's a really important question, especially now, not just in agriculture, but with people being, encouraged to be alone. Mental health is a big deal. And I think, again, you need to be sensitive to that, and always, you can provide those resources. I know there's a lot of people that really are devoted to mental health in agriculture now. And I think that's really exciting and reducing the stigma as well. Here's another question. What advice do you have for older farmers who don't have a lot of experience using social media? I would like to have more of an online presence, but I don't know where to begin. That's an excellent question. And I think anybody that spent a lot of time with me at farm shows knows that I'm always trying to help everybody set up their accounts and get them on there. And I think it's just step by step. Don't open up Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter all at once. Pick a platform. Agriculture really has embraced Twitter, and it's simple. It's hard to get used to. I would say, though, that the advice would be to set up an account, use your real name or your company name, and take a couple weeks just to observe what's going on. Follow some industry leaders, follow the companies that you appreciate, and observe. And then from there, kind of make a plan. We recommend to post once a day for every business day. That's good. And then out of those 5 posts, you only want to have 1 post that's selling something. You don't want to be in people's face. Nobody wants to be sold to. So make sure that you are informative, engaging, entertaining. You can be funny, you can be quirky. And I guess that's my advice for that. And here's another question here. What social media platform do you find get the most organic engagement, specifically with the ag industry? So I guess I would say in agriculture, I personally find Twitter, I get the most engagement from Twitter. And that's, I think, because I appreciate that it's short and sweet, and you can ingest a lot of what's happening pretty quickly. And there's a lot of really great positive people out there. There's some negative people too, but there's, you just ignore that. And Facebook as well. Facebook is more now for the, I would say probably 40 and up are on Facebook, which means that a lot of farmers are on Facebook. A lot of people keep Facebook just to family. But if you feel like reaching out, then there's a great community, agriculture community on Facebook as well, and Instagram as well. Well, so is LinkedIn, but I would say probably the best results that we've had are on Twitter, I would say, for agriculture. Are there any other questions at all? I think that's it then. Thank you all for joining us this week. And yeah, please continue watching the other presentations. Tomorrow is about NAFTA and the future of agriculture, which is really kind of near and dear to my heart as well. There's a lot of barriers to entry in our industry, and the panel is really going to get into those barriers and how we can move forward. So that's it. Hopefully I answered a lot of your questions, and feel free to contact us anytime on common.ca/agribusiness. Thank you so much.